Welcome to my channel, Speak English with Confidence. Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and today we're going to talk about something really important, something that every English learner thinks about at some point. The question is, why am I not fluent yet? Maybe you've been studying English for months or even years. You know a lot of grammar. You've learned hundreds of words. You watch English movies. You listen to songs. And you even read articles online. But when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank or your tongue just doesn't move fast enough. If that sounds like you, don't worry, you're not alone. Many learners around the world feel exactly the same. In today's episode, we're going to find out the real reasons why you're not fluent yet. And I'm going to help you understand what's actually stopping your progress. Because once you know the reasons, you can fix them. So, stay with me until the end of this episode. By the time we finish, you'll have a clear idea of what fluency really means, why you're not there yet, and how to finally move toward the fluent English speaker you want to be. All right, let's get started. What does fluency really mean? Before we talk about why you're not fluent yet, let's first understand what fluency really means. A lot of people think that being fluent means speaking perfect English, no mistakes, no pauses, and sounding just like a native speaker. But that's not true. Fluency doesn't mean perfection. Fluency simply means being able to communicate easily and smoothly. It means you can say what you want to say without stopping too much to think about grammar or translation. It's about flow, not perfection. Think about how you speak in your first language. You don't use perfect grammar all the time, right? You sometimes pause, repeat yourself, or even make small mistakes, but people still understand you. That's because you speak naturally. So, being fluent in English means being comfortable using the language in real situations like talking to a friend, asking for help, or sharing your opinion. You don't have to use big or fancy words. You just need to express yourself clearly. And here's something important. Fluency is not a final level. It's not something that suddenly happens one day. It's something you build slowly through daily practice and real communication. So from now on, don't think about speaking perfectly. Think about speaking comfortably. That's what fluency really means. Common misunderstandings about fluency. Now that we know what fluency really means, let's talk about some common misunderstandings that many English learners have. A lot of people have the wrong idea about what it takes to be fluent. These misunderstandings can actually slow down your progress. So, let's clear them up one by one. Misunderstanding Haitian. I need a huge vocabulary to be fluent. No, you don't. Fluency is not about how many words you know. It's about how well you use the words you already know. You can be fluent with simple vocabulary as long as you can express your thoughts clearly. Even native speakers use simple words in daily life. They don't speak like dictionaries. Misunderstanding hash 2. I have to speak without any mistakes. That's not true either. Even native speakers make small grammar mistakes all the time. Fluency doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It means you don't let mistakes stop you. When you focus too much on being perfect, you become nervous and your speech becomes slow. Remember, making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Misunderstanding hash 3. I can't be fluent unless I live in an English speaking country. Many people believe this, but it's just not true. You can become fluent from anywhere in the world if you create an English environment around you by listening, speaking, reading, and thinking in English every day. It's not about location, it's about how much you use English daily. Misunderstanding hash 4. Fluency comes automatically after studying grammar. Grammar helps you build a foundation, but grammar alone won't make you fluent. Fluency comes from using English, not just studying it. You can't become a good swimmer by reading about swimming. You have to get in the water. So, if you have any of these ideas in your mind, it's time to let them go. Fluency is not about knowing everything, it's about using what you know naturally and confidently. All right, now, let's talk about the main part of this episode, the real reasons why you're not fluent yet. If you've been learning English for a long time but still can't speak smoothly, it's not because you're bad at languages. It's not because you're too old. It's because you're probably doing something that's slowing you down. Let's go through the most common reasons one by one. Reason number 1, you don't practice speaking enough. This is the biggest reason. Many learners spend hours studying English but very little time using it. They read grammar books, watch lessons, and memorize vocabulary, but they rarely open their mouths to speak. Fluency doesn't come from study alone. It comes from practice, real speaking practice. If you only learn English silently, your brain never gets used to speaking fast and naturally. So remember, if you want to be fluent, you have to speak every day, even if you're speaking to yourself. Reason number 2, you focus too much on grammar and vocabulary lists. Grammar is important, yes, but too much focus on rules can stop you from speaking freely. When you try to remember every rule before you talk, your brain becomes slow. You start to think too much, and that kills fluency. Instead of worrying about perfect grammar, focus on communication. Use simple grammar that works. It's better to speak naturally with small mistakes than to stay silent trying to be perfect. Reason number 3, you're afraid of making mistakes. This one stops a lot of learners. Many people don't speak because they're scared. They worry others will laugh at them or judge their accent. But here's the truth. No one becomes fluent without mistakes. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner who made hundreds of errors. Mistakes are not a sign of weakness, they're a sign that you're learning. The more you speak and make mistakes, the faster you improve. Reason number 4, you think too much before speaking. Maybe you translate everything from your native language into English before you talk. That's normal in the beginning, but it keeps you stuck. If you want to be fluent, you have to train your brain to think in English. Start small. Think about your day, your plans, your feelings in English. Don't wait for perfect sentences. Just think simply, and your brain will slowly start to connect directly to English words. Reason number 5, you don't use English in your daily life. Fluency comes from daily contact with English, not just once or twice a week. If English only exists in your classroom or study time, you'll never build real fluency. You need to make English part of your world. Listen to English podcasts, watch English shows, write your journal in English, talk to yourself in English. Do something every single day. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes. So, if you're not fluent yet, it's not because you can't do it, it's just because you're not practicing in the right way. But don't worry. In the next part, we'll talk about how to fix these problems and finally move toward true fluency. Now that we know the main reasons you're not fluent yet, let's talk about how to change that. Fluency doesn't happen by luck or magic. It happens through the right habits, done again and again. So, let me share some simple, practical steps you can follow to finally move toward fluency. Step 1. Get the right balance between input and output. Input means what you take in listening and reading. Output means what you produce speaking and writing. Many learners spend all their time listening and reading, but never practice speaking. That's like eating food, but never exercising. You'll never grow strong. So make sure you have both. Listen a lot, and then speak about what you heard. If you listen to a short podcast, try to explain it in your own words right after. Step 2. Speak every day, even if you're alone. Yes, talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. I'm walking to the bus stop. I'm feeling tired today. It might feel strange at first, but it's one of the best ways to train your brain to think and speak fast. You don't need a partner to practice speaking. You are your best speaking partner. Step 3. Think in English. Stop translating from your native language. When you see something, try to name it in English. When you have a thought, try to say it in English. At first, it will be slow, but soon it becomes natural. The more your brain gets used to thinking in English, the faster your speech will become. Step 4. Learn phrases, not single words. Fluent speakers don't build sentences word by word. They use ready-made phrases like, "You know what I mean? That sounds great." Or, "I'm not really sure about that." When you learn phrases like these, you speak faster and more naturally because your brain remembers them as one piece. So, focus on learning chunks of language that you can use in real conversations. Step 5. Listen and imitate native speakers. This is called shadowing. Listen to short clips of English, maybe a podcast, YouTube video, or TV show, and try to copy the speaker's tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. You don't need to sound exactly like them, but this practice will help your speech flow better. You'll start to sound more natural and confident. Step 6. Create an English environment around you. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Change your phone to English. Follow English-speaking creators. Listen to English music, podcasts, or audiobooks every day. The more English you hear, the more familiar it feels and fluency grows naturally. Step 7. Be patient and consistent. Fluency doesn't come in a week or a month, it takes time. You might not see progress every day, but you're improving little by little. Remember, consistency beats intensity. It's better to practice 20 minutes every day than 3 hours once a week. So, these are the steps to become fluent. Don't try to be perfect. Don't rush. Just follow these steps daily, and fluency will come to you slowly but surely. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that many English learners make when trying to become fluent. These mistakes can slow you down or even stop your progress completely. Let's go through them one by one so you can avoid them. Mistake number one, waiting for perfect English before speaking. Many learners say, I'll start speaking when my English gets better. But here's the truth, your English will only get better when you start speaking. Fluency comes from using English, not from waiting for the right moment. So, don't wait. Start speaking now, even if it's not perfect. Mistake number two, studying passively. Watching videos or reading grammar books is good, but if you never use the language, you won't improve much. Learning is active. You must speak, write, repeat, and think in English. Remember, knowledge becomes power only when you use it. Mistake number three, giving up too soon. Some learners study for a few weeks or months, then stop because they don't see fast progress. But language learning takes time, and sometimes you can't see the results immediately. You have to trust the process. Every small effort counts, even if you don't notice it right away. Mistake number four, comparing yourself to others. Everyone learns at a different speed. If you compare yourself to others, you'll only feel frustrated. Focus on your own journey, you're not in a race. You're building a skill for life. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll move toward fluency faster and with more confidence. Before we finish today's episode, I want to leave you with a short but powerful message. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's not about speaking like a native speaker or knowing every grammar rule. Fluency is about being able to express yourself clearly, confidently, and naturally. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going a little every day. Every time you listen, speak, or think in English, you're becoming more fluent, even if you don't see it yet. So don't give up. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Remember, you can be fluent. It's not a dream, it's a result of daily practice. Thanks for listening to the English Learning Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Keep speaking English and keep growing.